Hey everyone, welcome back to String Cheese and Applesauce. For today I'm going to show you this little modified mock type building that I'm working on. It is the expansion of Lego Santa's Workshop. So the Santa's Workshop set came out as a Lego Winter Village set a couple years ago. It's not too new, but it's not that old either. There's definitely older Winter Village sets. But like your typical Lego set, it's basically the front facade and then the back is completely open. So what I decided to do was actually complete the model. So you can see it's a full workshop all the way around. Now, architecturally, it looks very similar to the actual Lego set, but there are some things that I changed. And I'll go ahead and show you some of those right now. So it's technically a mod, but there's some changes in it to where it's really kind of I use the Santa's Workshop as a reference point. So let's look at some of the differences. I want to say from about right here, if you kind of look at the front entry of the workshop area, this detail here I pulled straight from the exact set. But then on the sides, this is kind of where it gets different, because in the official Lego set, this little portion that comes out to the side is actually angled. They have it angled, kind of going in, and then there's some hinges and some angled plates that basically kind of tie it in to this little front facade. So what I wanted to do was actually make a more of a L-shaped or T-shaped house and less of that angle. So to do that, I basically had to mod this whole side over here, because this portion of the building did not have anything in the set because it was angled. So when you come up these little columns on the side, then you've got these little kickers that go out with these brown pieces going up. This was not, obviously all of this was not over there, so I had to modify it. And then on this side, it was actually significantly lower, because the detailing up here, they just had this little sliver of a roof portion up here. It wasn't, a full roof like this. So I went ahead and kicked it out and made it symmetrical. My background in architecture, basically, I understand the proportions of a building. And the way they had it designed, they had this kicker out, down lower, and then there was a little what looked like a kicker, but it was up higher. So it was the symmetry of it was just driving me crazy. So I had to fix that. The windows, I changed the colors of them just slightly. And mainly I did that because of the pieces that I have on hand. That's the other thing to note about this, is all of the pieces that you see in this set were more or less just used from my spare parts. I did have to pull a few from the original set. So the original set is kind of halfway, mostly all disassembled, but most everything you see here was just all my spare mocking parts. The fireplace here was also changed significantly. I didn't like the way they had it. They had it kind of starting the way I have it down here, but then they had it go in flush with the building, and then it went out and jogged over and then up. So structurally, it wouldn't have been able to do all of that. So once again, kind of my architectural background said, okay, this thing is going to kind of go up, taper back a little bit, and up. So structurally, that makes sense in a real world situation. This is more real than the way that they originally had it. It was literally kind of zigzagging. It just didn't make sense at all. And then obviously there was nothing in the back, because it was wide open to the inside of it. So I mimicked the front real closely. The things you'll see that are slightly different is you don't have these column pieces, these little balustrade type things. They're not in the back. And then also there's not that little clock piece. I put a wreath there instead of that. Other than that, it kind of looks real similar to the front. So then the next thing is this portion here. So even though this looks like one complete building, I want to show you something cool that I did. And this is really for help with transporting and storing, is I kind of made it kind of like a modular building. So we have these Technic pins down here, and then I put some bricks in there with the pinholes, and those lined up perfectly to where I can snap the two pieces on. So that also kind of gives you a better look of kind of how this is symmetrical. It actually is built like a real house would probably be built. And then you'll also see the fireplace detail in there. There's no interior in this at all. The levels do not come off. It's not like a modular building in that fashion. These are all brick stuck on, and then the roofs don't open. They're hinged. There's hinge plates on there to kind of give it the slope, but the way that they're built, they're more or less like once you put it on there, it's kind of on there. So I can't get it open. The smaller portion will open ever so slightly before it actually starts to hit the pieces, but for the most part, they're not really meant to be opened. And then similar to the workshop area or the house area, this portion is not viewed. There's no interior details on there. So the smaller portion, this is kind of the actual workshop area. Once again, it's modeled very similar to the actual official Lego set. I even pulled over some of these details. They had this little light on the side, but then like the back was not modeled at all, so I had to more or less just kind of mirror what was on the front. So that one window that's on the front, I basically just built two of those right there, and that's kind of what gave me the back. And then I didn't have enough of these gold little rail plates, so I used black, and you really can't see that window at all. I don't like the black at all. I might change that out with some white just so it shows a little bit better. It's really unfortunate how just a single color like that just doesn't show at all. And then the lights, the little Christmas lights going around the roof line. This was the detail that they used in the set, but they only had it over this one little portion, so I went ahead and made another one, put it over there. I also changed this ever so slightly. There were some things that I didn't like the way they had it in the original set. And then the last thing is if you look at the scenery around, there's not much scenery because it's winter and it's a lot of snow. So we have a lot of white, but there's a lot of details you can do with the snow to kind of make it look a little realistic, like piling up little snow drifts, like in the corners and the sides of the house. See right here, I've got some little snow drifts kind of piling up. So that helps make it look realistic. And then your little walkway areas, anywhere you have a path, sprinkle in some white. You can see the paths up here. It's got some white and some white cheese slopes kind of sprinkled in. Those help add some realistic details to the building. And then some of the plants, like these green plants, they're evergreen plants, so they don't go dormant in the winter, so they'll always be green. So since they're going to be there, put some snow on them. So that's a real easy thing to do. And then you can see here, like on the edges of the little roof line, there's some snow, and then the steam or smoke coming out of the chimney is always a nice, cool detail. So that is my modified / mocked Santa's workshop. So this is a single building that I'm doing for my entire expanded winter village. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking all the winter village sets that are chopped in half or dollhouse style or movie set style sets, and I'm actually completing them all out to create an actual full building, because I'm going to have a display at Brick Universe Dallas. They're coming to Dallas the first weekend of December, so I'm trying to get all these done before then. It should be pretty easy. There's only 2 or 3 other buildings that I have to do this to, so the rest is just kind of setting up all the scene in between the train. I'm going to have the new winter village train going all the way around the whole village, so it's going to be cool. I'm going to do a video of it so you'll be able to see the whole set, but this is kind of the first major one that I completed. I did mod the ice rink already. There was a lot of things from that one that I didn't really care for. I'm not going to do a video of that one yet because it's just Yeah, it's still pretty big. It probably takes up the size of this, but it's just an ice rink. But you'll see that along with all the other expanded Winter Village mods / mocks that I do. So thanks for watching. Put a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and we'll see you in the next one.